Hi everyone, it's me Elna from elnakane.com, and I hope you're here right now. I'm going to be talking about how you can find some credible sources when you start writing a blog post for your clients or for your blog post, all right? It's a very quick tip that I'm going to show you, okay? I just learned about it and it's a really good little trick. All right, so if you're here, come say hi. Hold on, I got something in my eye. I hope everyone's doing really good. And like I said, this tip is usually for writers that are doing samples for your portfolio page or for your clients. Now, usually I do a lot of my sources that are credible for my client's post, right? Rather than my own blog post, but it's up to you if you want. There are so many blogs all over the place when you search on Google. How do you know which one is the credible? Sure, people say to look on the first page, right, on Google. But a lot of the blogs could be old. So the information that you have is old. So you need to do a little bit more digging around that. So I thought for today, I can show you just what I would do if I was writing a blog post for a certain topic and how you can find credible sources quickly. This little trick, you do need to know your main type of blogs that are in your industry. So, I don't know the blogs in the pet industry, so I would take the time to know those big sites. So I'm in the digital marketing niche, so I do know the top credible blogs out there already. And so I would lean onto those blogs. And this just cuts time. So I'm just going to quickly show you. Let me see. All right, so you're looking at my site. Okay. So what I'm going to type into Google is site : and then the blog name and then the topic that I'm interested in writing about. So for example, if I am doing a blog post about Instagram marketing, right, for a client, instead of going and trying to search for all the type of blogs out there and spending time going to each blog and reading blog posts and searching on their blog, it could take some time. So instead, you can find everything on Google. So for example, if I go to site : HubSpot.com and then I do a space and I type in the topic, so Instagram, Google is going to pull all the related blog posts from HubSpot on one page. So what's so neat is that you can do this for Instagram. Then I can go to another tab and type in site : Content Marketing Institute.com. Hopefully I spelled that right. Instagram. No, I didn't. So make sure you know how to spell these. Content Marketing Institute. Okay. Here's the blog. So I'm just going to grab the URL from that so I know how to spell it and type that into here. All right. So this cuts my research time like almost in half so that I can just have several Google pages open based on the type of blog. So another one might be site : smart blogger, Instagram. Okay, so these are credible blogs that I'm aware of that are in my niche that I can just quickly go and search right here. So now I have 3 pages with hundreds and hundreds of credible sources from these main blogs. And I can go quickly and look which one would fit my source for writing about Instagram. If my post is about Instagram marketing for small businesses, then I'm going to look and see, well, what would be relevant for me. Instagram marketing, the ultimate guide. This probably would be my first type of post that I would look and see if this is credible. I wouldn't necessarily use how to use Instagram, a beginner's guide. I wouldn't use that as a credible source because again, I'm looking at my audience. So again, going quickly to see, okay, here are experts share their top tips. That's kind of nice. Maybe there are links to their blogs and they have a case study. Those are great credible sources that I can use. So I can use this post to link to, but then I can dig deeper and find those credible sources, go to their site, see if they have a case study, right? Then use the same site colon for their blogs, and maybe they have a case study on Instagram. So maybe I would type in Instagram case study as my search term. All right, so this is the best way to quickly find those credible sources, right? So hopefully that helps you. Hey, April, I'm glad you like this tip for sure. All right, so that's what I use, and it's a quick way for sure. So I just wanted to show you that right now. Now, that was basically it. So hopefully you caught it all. If you have any questions regarding the specific tip, you can, or even just questions about researching credible sources. Some other tips that I guess I can share with you quickly is, as I was mentioning, a lot of the results could be old. So if I go to Google and just type in Instagram marketing strategies. Okay, so I'll just type in Instagram marketing strategies. The first results on Google, you have to pay attention to their dates to see if they're relevant. So like the number 2 is from 2015. You know that even though it's from a highly credible source, it's from Forbes, if you can't read it, I wouldn't use this particular post as a credible source. I would find one that's more updated. So QuickSprout has a more updated post because it was this year. Okay, so that's something to consider. Even the third one is from 2017. Okay, so you can even in Google go to tools and go to anytime and type in for click on the past year. So then that at least narrows down your search results. If you're just going to use Google like raw, like just finding that niche topic, I would at least use some of the tools that are given in Google so that you can at least find relevant sources, okay, for that topic. And usually the first page will have high authority sites, but it's not always the case. So it's okay to look like even Buffer. Buffer is a highly popular tool. So you know that this is a credible source still, okay? Even though it's not the first 3 spots on Google. All right, so that's something else to consider when you're searching in Google for a credible source for your writing. All right, is to make sure to look at that date and then use the tools in Google so that you are having relevant sources that are, within this year kind of thing. And, that's more especially for digital marketing. Now, if your niche is, let's say, like pets, there may not be, really up to date and new information about pets and pet grooming and, pet care. So again, you don't have to use the latest blog post that's from 2019. If something from 2017 is relevant and it's the first result, consider that as a credible source. Okay. All right. So it looks like there aren't any questions about finding credible sources. Again, I can dive into finding more about using other tools to find sources and topics that way if you want. But I really like the site colon just because it saves time. I like using it because I can just open up my tabs on Google quickly on all my main credible blogs and then find what I need quickly instead of going to each blog, using their search function and finding it that way. Hey, April. Hey, do you have other tips besides looking at the date for finding that credible source? Well, again, I like to look for sources that are on page 1 of Google. So that again tells me that those are credible sources. And if I don't know that blog, so for example, if I don't know Hootsuite, for example, I'm going to go to that blog and I'm going to take a look at Hootsuite. What I can do to make sure that I know that it's a credible source is I'm going to go to their main blog, like main site, and I'm going to type that into SimilarWeb. Okay. SimilarWeb.com can show you the type of traffic they have. How much traffic are they getting? And that's a good sign if it's a credible blog and a popular site. Okay, so I'm going to just quickly see here. It takes a couple of seconds to get all the information. So it gets 13 million visitors a month. So obviously Hootsuite is a very popular, incredible source that I can use. Okay, so if I don't know the blog from Google on that first page, I'm going to go to SimilarWeb and I'm going to see their traffic. Are they actually credible? Okay. So Instagram marketing strategies. Okay. Let me just see. Yeah. Now, if I am a brand new writer in a brand new niche that I have no idea. So for example, I do write some content about WordPress, but I don't know much about the credible sources out there except for the themes, right? So I would spend a bit more time, again, using SimilarWeb to see if those are credible sources. So if I was going to type in, the best WordPress themes for photographers, if I'm writing a post about the top WordPress themes for photographers, I'm going to check and see who has already written that and check their site. So like this is it WP. I have no idea if that's a credible source. So I'm going to go to SimilarWeb and check that. So hopefully that helps, April. You haven't heard of SimilarWeb? Oh yeah, it's a great site. I'll type that in for you in the comments so that you can remember to go to it. So here, let me just grab it for you. All right. So there you go, everyone. I hope that helped you speed up your process for finding credible sources. Thank you so much. And if there's any more, if there's any more questions, you can just pop them in. I don't want to take your time. So that was what I wanted to show you. All right. Thanks, everyone.